Welcome to the top 8 deaths in comic books. Now keep in mind, there are countless deaths in comic books, and I picked the ones that are most memorable to me. Now let me know, do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. Number 8 is ALEXANDRA DEWITT, Green Lantern Kyle Rayner's girlfriend. So this character is the character that started the women in the refrigerator phrase used as an example of the way women are treated in comic books. Basically, she was no one special in the Green Lantern comics until she died. Before then, she was just Kyle's girlfriend. But her death started a movement within comics in which people started to notice how brutal the women's deaths in comics were. Any girl who was brutally murdered like Alexandra was referred to as having suffered from the women in the refrigerator syndrome. Number 7. Wolverine. Supposedly, he's actually dead for good. Supposedly, but we all know what that actually means. We all know he's going to be coming back eventually. But the manner in which they did kill him was epic. It wasn't some super crazy time travel storyline or anything. It was Wolverine getting to just be normal Wolverine again. They open up this one with his healing factor being removed, they've resolved a few of his issues, give him a final fight with Sabretooth, and then they have him end the legacy of the Wolverine Super Soldier project. It was great, it was epic, and it will always stand as one of my favorite superhero deaths. Number 6. Batman's parents. Now, a lot of people know of Batman's parents dying, and that's not a big deal. But what is a big deal is what this did to the Bruce Wayne character. These are the two core deaths in his history that created Batman. Now, there's a lot of debates and retellings as to who came first, Batman or the villains, because each one is basically endlessly supporting the growth of the other one. So it doesn't really matter. The deaths of Batman's parents started Batman and the villains. And because Batman became Batman, he was one of the first superheroes in a huge legion of new superheroes that were born from his creation. Number 5. Professor X. Now, he's died multiple times, or at least supposedly died multiple times. Either way, the most important actual death was the one where his own student killed him. This is the most recent death at the end of Avengers vs. X-Men. Cyclops used the power of the Phoenix to kill Professor X because Professor X was trying to tell him to just stop using the Phoenix Force. This is a situation that is echoed throughout the X-Men books for quite some time now, and due to this, it's a death that I don't think I'll ever be able to forget. Number 4. Jean Grey. Speaking of X-Men deaths that have been echoed for years, Jean Grey has died multiple times due to the Phoenix, villains, and even retcons. I read somewhere that the total was about 14 deaths. Either way, every time that she's dead, you see an entire race of mutants cope with it until her eventual return. There isn't much more to be said. If you've read X-Men during a period in which she's dead, you probably can't go more than 3 issues without somebody saying, Jean Grey died, let's carry on her memory. Heck, if they did go more than 3 issues, you can just look at the school anytime they mention its name. The Jean Grey School of Higher Learning or something like that. It's named after her right now. Number 3. Ted Kord, the first Blue Beetle. Ted was the lighthearted side of the DC Universe along with Booster Gold, playing pranks on other superheroes and haphazardly succeeding in their missions. But during one particular event called the Infinite Crisis, things started going downhill with the death of Ted Kord. While they did eventually bring back the Blue Beetle character, they only recently brought back the actual character Ted Kord in a lighthearted time travel adventure, and without him, the DC Universe just felt a little darker. Number 2, the original Kara Zor-El Supergirl. This one has already been corrected with a new 52 Supergirl, but she was killed simply for a marketing tagline to work again, and because of that, I'll always remember business will do some stupid things. So basically, before the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, Superman was one of the many Kryptonians alive and living on Earth. One of the other Kryptonians was Supergirl. During the event, they decided to kill off Supergirl simply to allow Superman to become the last son of Krypton. That's it, they just wanted him to be known as the last son of Krypton and for it to be accurate. They actually stuck to their guns at making multiple other versions of her, from clones to aliens looking like her. It just got weird, really weird. And my number 1 pick for my most memorable superhero death was the death of Ultimate Spider-Man. The death of Ultimate Peter Parker was a very powerful one because it felt to me like if they were ever going to actually kill Spider-Man, this is how they would do it. It just felt like he wasn't coming back from it. It felt so final. It was an epic final fight with the Green Goblin, and in the end, they were both dead. You felt this super heroic death throughout the entire Ultimate Universe. You felt it with Aunt May crying out, you felt it with Mary Jane holding his body as he died, and you felt it with Gwen Stacy just standing there in shock. It was amazingly epic, and the final words from Uncle Ben as he walked Peter off into the afterlife just hammered the whole thing home. You did good, kid. So those are the top 8 most memorable superhero deaths for me. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you join us next Tuesday for our next List Bomb.